Welcome everybody to Nine's Corner. I know it's been a while since we've done a reading and there's just so much going on, from Donald Trump bringing in millions of dollars to Joe Biden, making arms deals that he promised he wouldn't, and 101 other things in between. So we're going to have to do a deep dive as to the things that are on my mind as to what's been going on. Now, I will say I have a little bit of a cold, so I wasn't actually planning on doing a video today, but you know when tarot takes over and you just need to do it. So that's what happened to me. And on the other end, I had such an amazing time in Newfoundland. It was full of ups and downs, and the one thing that I walked away with was some perspective. And as you guys know, whatever you're doing in life, there's always the BS behind the scenes and all of that, and you get wrapped up into it, and you get part of this, whirlwind of BS, literally. And so my Newfoundland time really, I needed it after 3 years of not being home, and my spidey senses were just revamped like you would not believe. I mean, you can ask my girlfriend that was down there. I said to her, this and this and this, and then next thing this and this and this would happen, and we were just kind of like freaking out, and I just feel rejuvenated. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I wish that for you guys. Get perspective on your life. Take a break, even if it's only for one day. Take a break to find out what's important to you. Try to get into today. Forget about the past. Don't worry about the future. Get into today and be grateful for what you have today, because once you're grateful for what you have today, then you're at peace, you're content. And yes, my cat's in front of us, so I'm just gonna let her play while we're doing our video. Alrighty, so my first thing is that, we're looking at China, okay? Let's look at China first. They've got bombs going off. They had several bombs that have gone off and killed people within their own country. Now, I don't know if that's an external thing or if it's an internal thing. They're slowly but surely going after Taiwan undercurrent, trying to say, get them to use all their supplies so that they can go attack them and then, take them over. And then you watch their economy is just folding in on itself. Like, it's just, wow. So, and he's after giving himself, supreme leader, supreme, XXXXX kind of thing. So let's look at China and see, are the bombs that are happening in China, are they external or are they being done internally? Ooh, card flip, just the Hermit. Oh, excuse my nails. I had that, they're really awful. I had them blue and they were long and now they're cracked and need to be cleaned up. So I apologize. We got the Hermit. So China, this is something that they're doing to themselves. This is something that it's almost like they're trying to put out warning shots to people. Oh, Five of Wands, you betcha. There's some major strategies happening here. And the CCP, the Communist Party, is having a really difficult time. They're, Knight of Cups. I'm telling you, this is something that they did within their own country. They did this as warning shots, and not just to their own people, but to the world. It's like they're imploding on themselves. They're losing the battle, and they're trying to figure out, how to gain ultimate control. And I think that these bombs and everything going off are just warning signs. And yes, they are struggling. They're going after Taiwan, and they are trying to get Taiwan. So this is something we need to look at. Something that we need to keep in the, because if the Communist Party feels like they're at the end of their rope, they're willing to do whatever they want, right? So let's look at Biden. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I wasn't sure if I was going to tell you, and then I thought, you know what? Perspective, who cares? Just do it. I had a dream about Biden. Now, it wasn't a good dream. I know that it was Christmas time because Kamala Harris was on the radio or on some kind of broadcast, and they were talking about Biden being gone, Biden this, Biden that, and it really struck a chord with me. Like, especially where my spotty senses were up in Newfoundland. So I thought, let's do a reading on Biden. One, Let's see how his health is. Let's see how the next couple of months going into 2022 is going. We'll look at Trump and see if he's actually going to run. I can't believe how much money that man's making. So let's look at Joe Biden. What's going to be happening with his health? The moon. Okay, guys, you know, it could have just been a dream because I had heard about Biden, you know, giving arms or selling arms, and that was really disappointing because he had said that he wouldn't do it. It just makes you realize it matters not who's in the government. They're only after their one thing, and that's money and not about people. So it doesn't matter who's in the Republicans, Democrats, boogeyman. It matters not. So I'm telling you, there's more going on with Biden than we know health-wise. Yeah, he's got something on the go. We got the Fool with the moon. Unseen foolish actions. I'm going to leave it at that. Biden needs to take care of himself. That's for certain. Why did he sell the arms, seeing that he said he wouldn't? Like, is it just that doesn't matter who's in there, they're going to do what they want? Just depends on if you got the Republicans, you're going to get vulgar. And if it's Democrats, they try to give you the pie in the sky kind of talk. I don't know. That's how it feels. So let's have a look. Why? 9 of Cups, money. It's the way it's always been. This is a source of money. They needed it. They had it. 3 of Wands, the way it's always been. Looking beyond to try to make money. When you don't have war, you don't have money coming in. And they lost a lot of money getting out of Afghanistan. 8 of Cups. Thank you. The cat just flipped one of my cards down. 8 of Cups, walking away. Walking away from what they had said they were going to do because they have no other choice. Finances come first, and the deal is made, and there's nothing we can do about it. It is what it is. What can you do? Pick up that card. The next thing I wanted to look into is that on the news it's saying that the U.S. government is worried and suspecting that we're going to have another 9/11 in 6 months' time. And that really freaked me out because I know a couple of months ago I had said about being worried about the U.S. And back in June or July, I talked about inflation and how inflation was going to go up, and we got to be careful about our prices and be careful about what we want to get for Christmas and squirreling away. And here inflation's at its highest 30s. I can't remember what video. It was in June or July I did a video, but we knew inflation was going to go up. That's the one thing I love about having videos now. You can go back and see what you said or if you were right or wrong and whatnot. So let's have a look and see. Does the U.S. have something to worry about for another attack coming? Because, I mean, you know, you got the perfect storm happening. Political unrest, people unrest. Just so much confusion, arguing, misinformation. I mean, it's all primed and ready to have something terrible happen. It's like, you know, you're making the recipe, right? Sorry, I'm a little bit shaken up, I gotta say. My nerves and my cards, I'm just literally shaking trying to do them. Three of Wands, look. Outside forces are looking at the U.S. right now and thinking, the Chariot, oh, they're biding their time. They're trying to figure out what's going on. 8 of Pentacles. I'm telling you, yes, they have plans. There are more than one outside organization that's looking at trying to do something in the U.S. And it's all having to do with money and taking advantage during this time, which is, you know, COVID positive cases going on the rise, finances going, you know, on the default. I mean, just so much happening around the world and we all affect each other. So hopefully the U.S., because they are aware of it and they won't ignore the signs and symptoms and deal with it. So let's have a final look at the orange doof and see he's making money left, right, and center. It's just unbelievable how he's getting the cash going. And let's have a look and see. He hasn't announced it, but will he go for president in 2022? What are the vibes right now around him? Is he just trying to make money as much as he can, or is this an actual real thing? Six of Swords. I think he probably wants to run for president, and they're going to keep this momentum and keep this thing going because he wants to make money. But I think there's going to come a point where there's a turning point where he's not going to be able to get away from his troubles and worries, and he's going to be trying to get away, literally, from the stress and worry. So I don't think it's a matter of whether he wants to or not. I think time will eventually catch up with him, and he's going to have to be trying to run away from the U.S. rather than trying to run for the U.S. So I'm looking at this as a very positive reading. Oh my. What else? What else? Oh, my last little reading I wanted to do was specific to Newfoundland because they had a cyber attack on their healthcare and it took down the whole province. It wasn't just one hospital or one clinic. It was the whole province. And they're not even sure if it was for money or for what purpose it was. And I have to say, when I was thinking about it, I thought, my God, imagine if this is just a test run. A test run to see how easy or how hard or complicated it would be, and can you imagine if they took like a whole country offline? So I'm wondering, I just, because it can really affect Canada, and I mean, it could affect the rest of the world, especially the US, because we share a border, and, this could be, trying to go after the small fry before they go after the big fry. So I just want to know, is this something specific to Newfoundland, or is this something we're going to be fighting with and worried about all over? I gotta tell you, I just felt really uneasy. King of Cups, so no, there is a want for control, a want to take advantage of the technology that we have today. And yes, this was a tester run, and this is going to affect more than just Newfoundland. We're going to see other attacks coming in the future, and it's going to be, because Newfoundland's such a small little province and it's in Canada, you're not going to hear a whole lot about it outside of Canadian news, but this is going to affect other countries, and it's going to become big news, especially in 2022. We're going to hear about it. I just got a really strong hit and feeling. The Lovers, for sure, some problem from the past coming up in the future. There's groups looking at trying to affect just the most confusion. And I mean, if you take away people's medical records, I mean, that affects every aspect of your life. And I mean, for people that have some political clout, or if they have some standing in the community, they don't want you to find out about their medical issues and stuff. So it could really become a big thing. I do think that this is just a warning shot to us to let us know, be careful. So, all right, that's my quick little read because I was really in the mood for doing a reading. So I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I have our unity candle lit for each and every one of us. I thought, given the time of the year, I just wanted to get my little red cardinal candle out. So with love, and until the next time, cheerio, my dear friends. Take care.